Hey everyone, and welcome back to another exciting Wampa's Lair discussion video. This is Madness, Part One, Round One, whatever you want to call it. I am, as always, one of your friendly co-hosts, Jason Hunt, and with me we have the scruffy-looking nerf herder on the other side of the camera, Karl Leclerc.
Who's scruffy looking?
Well, it's you, because I'm suave and debonair. Although
Oh,
I should be the scruffy looking one. See, with
yes,
all
you're
this
the one
stuff
with all the
today.
little scruff on your face.
Oh, smells.
Oh,
But
so yeah, we're gonna. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. So, StarWars.com stole our idea, doing the whole matchup thing, and actually, I've noticed, Jason, I'm sure you've noticed that a lot of actual Star Wars fan sites right now are doing these sort of things.
yeah,
A bunch of sites have they just throw up pictures all the time. So I don't know if this was an original thought to us or not. I mean, I when I thought of it,
uh,
it's not because I had seen it somewhere else, but I'm sure there are lots of other fan groups or out there doing stuff like this. But I
um,
still, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, Stars.com just ripped off the Wampa's Lair.
oh, I know. It's a travesty.
Yes, but yeah. So we're gonna go through round one, and we already know who won. Obviously, round one. Talk about just real briefly who we voted for, something like that. This is our ESPN analysis of This Is
Yes,
Madness, and
yes,
one of the things we were talking about just before we started recording was, you know, evidently you're supposed to be voting. I guess the idea behind it is kind of to vote for your favorite characters, who not necessarily who would win, which I find I don't know. I don't like that idea. I've been voting for who I think would win, but that's also tricky because then you've got like one of today's matchups, Han Solo versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like it's not even a that's not even a matchup. I
right,
mean, that wouldn't be something we'd ever use because it's ridiculous.
right.
They should have
But
done like a Jedi category or like a Force using category and a non-Force users category. I think that would have been a little bit more exciting because
yes,
you know
but then of
but
course this is all about who's your favorite character.
exactly. So Han Solo would have definitely win for me, but
Yes, but yeah, we
yes,
got yeah. But
yes,
let's go back. Let's
yes. We're
go
gonna
back in time and break this down matchup by matchup, play by
right.
play. We're gonna show you who was matched up and who won and by how much.
Yes. So
It
we're
was
gonna go
rather
through.
interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna go through the round one. Jason has his action figures ready to go,
Oh yes.
and
Oh, that's the other cool thing is we're doing this with action figures. I've got everybody. I've got just about everybody. There's two characters I don't have, but I've got substitutes for them, so we're good ish.
yes.
So, um,
So yeah, so they broke it up between light side and dark side matchups, and our first light side matchup last week was Han Solo versus Lando Calrissian,
hey there.
and I loved when Jason texted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna use my action figures for this." I'm like, "Sweet, I want in on that." But if you look at the poll, it wasn't even close. Han won
Uh,
93% to 7%. Lando's
yeah,
done.
yeah,
So
completely out. So Han advances to round two.
and in our dark side matchup,
Oh, who did you vote for, by the way?
oh yeah, I voted for Han. How about you?
I voted for Lando simply because I knew Han was going to win. So,
Here you go. There's Jason for you. He's like actually
yeah.
wrote in Jar Jar Binks.
I wish I could have done that. I would
I'm
have done
sure
that
you
on
could
all of
have.
them except R2. Um,
Oh, so yeah, and then our first dark side matchup was Darth Vader versus General Grievous.
so two of the asthmatic, worst respiratory,
Oh yeah, I didn't even
infection
realize that.
characters ever, in Star Wars. We got the asthmatic and the cougher, the hacker. So,
Yes, yes, and Vader won with a 90% to 10%. So a tiny bit closer than the light side matchup. I voted for Vader. What about you?
this is the one I actually don't remember if I who I voted for. I might have voted for Grievous because Vader was going to win, but I like Vader better than I like Grievous, so I might
Yeah.
have done Vader. I honestly don't remember who I voted for with this one.
I think the only way Grievous could beat Vader is if he literally attacked him right as he came off his operating table. Because I think he was very
That's
disoriented then, but once he gets his footing down, he's going to make quick work of Grievous.
Right.
So then our second matchup for the light side was, this is a good, I really liked this one. Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Qui-Gon Jinn.
Da,
Hello.
da, da.
Hello. And this
Well, it's
was,
just-
yes. This one was quite a bit closer than the other two. We had a 74% to 26% Obi-Wan over Qui-Gon. And this was hard for me.
One with the Force.
This was hard for me because I love Qui-Gon and he's definitely quite the swordsman. But I mean, when you think about Obi-Wan Kenobi, where he's at in Episode 3, I mean, he's virtually unbeatable. So, what about you?
Yeah.
Did you vote for Obi-Wan or did you go for Qui-Gon?
I think I voted for Qui-Gon because I
Okay.
knew Obi-Wan was going to win.
Yeah. Well, then our second dark side matchup was Darth Maul versus Asajj Ventress.
Oh,
And Darth Maul won pretty easily in this one with 84% to Asajj Ventress's 16%. I also voted for Darth Maul, mainly because he's a full-blown Sith, whereas Asajj is more of an assassin. I mean, very gifted assassin and very gifted with a lightsaber in the Force, but Darth Maul still is a Sith Lord. He gets the edge. And he was personally trained by Sidious. So I think that gives him the edge.
yeah. I voted for Asajj
Oh, of course
because
you
I like her better than Maul at this point.
Oh, okay.
I know. I
Yeah.
do though.
See, I
Like
like
she's,
I
you
like
know, especially in the.
yeah. Oh, I agree there. In the Clone Wars, I prefer Asajj to Darth Maul, but in Episode 1, I think Darth Maul is just so cool. So, and then
What you gonna do?
what you gonna do when they come
What you
for
gonna do
you?
when they come for you?
Um, and then our third matchup for the light side was Luke Skywalker versus good old Wedge Antilles.
What's up?
What's up? And Luke Skywalker won pretty handedly in this one with an 82 to 18% differential.
Push.
Yes. And I, of course, voted for Luke because I think the only way Wedge has taken Luke down is maybe when Luke first joins the rebellion in Episode 4 and he's like, this is so wizard, this X-Wing thing. I think Wedge would shoot him down pretty quickly. Although, actually, I don't know, because Wedge did get essentially taken out in the Battle of Yavin, whereas Luke did not. But
But
anywho,
Wedge is the only one to have 2 Death Stars painted on his X-wing, though. So
that's right, he is. That's true. Luke's only got one, noob.
what's wrong
Did
with you?
did you pick Luke or Wedge?
I picked Wedge.
Oh, you did.
I did. I'm gonna go against a lot of some of these
Um,
winners. I think
yes.
at least early on. Early on, a lot
Yes.
of my picks did not win.
Okay.
So
Well, then our third dark side matchup, which this is the only matchup I thought was kind of dumb, but it was
now I know who it is.
yeah, Jabba the Hutt versus Silicious Crumb.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, how is Silicious Crumb gonna do anything to Jabba? So obviously Jabba won 80.
Maybe by jumping in his mouth and choking him,
Oh,
but
that's
that's
true.
it.
But how do you get back out?
You don't.
Yes. So Jabba won that matchup with
How?
an 80 to 20% differential.
Ho 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 ho. Ah ha 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 ha.
Jason, let me guess, you voted for Silicious Crumb?
Yeah, I did.
Oh gosh, I can't stand Silicious Crumb. So I would just like to,
He's not
Jabba
gonna-
can go ahead and eat him any day of the week. So, anyway, moving on to our next light side matchup, we have Yoda versus Mace Windu. Ugh, just saying his name, but sour taste in my mouth. Oh boy. Well, thank God, or I should say, thank the Force. Yoda won 83% to 17%. So, take your seat. I guess Yoda could say, take your seat, you did. So, yes, Yoda won.
Take
And
your
I-
seat first.
Oh, Mace. You know, if it was Mace Windu versus Silicious Crumb, I would have voted for Silicious Crumb. So yeah, did you vote for Yoda on this one at least?
I did vote for Yoda. Yes.
Thank the
That
Lord.
was-
Thank the maker.
The makeup.
This oil bath is going to feel so good. And our fourth dark side matchup was Cad Bane versus Hondo Anaka, which I'm hoping you'll do some
Yeah.
voices.
Oh man. Yeah. Ah, I keep dropping it. Anyway, I make the rules. I'm in control. I'm in control. I make the rules now. You think so, huh? I'm Hondo Naka. I don't think so, but maybe you will. So, but
Oh,
yeah, Spain did win. And what was the
yes, it
margin?
was Cad Bane won 72 to 28%.
Oh,
So, I actually don't care for
I will
Cad.
not give up. I shall be back. Don't worry. Don't worry.
See if I'd
Mwah,
known if
mwah. Ah,
I've been playing this all along as if who would actually win. But if it was definitely favorite, I prefer Hondo in a landslide over Cad Bane. Oddly enough, I don't really like Cad Bane, but I mean
I'm
in a matchup, I think Hondo is like awesome. I think he's great, but he's always got he's always got support behind him to some degree, whereas
yeah.
Cad Bane is very solo and very powerful.
Very
So
solo. Han Solo. Huh?
Han versus Cad Bane. Ooh, we should do that as a matchup sometime.
Ooh, we should. We should. We should.
Excellent.
But yeah, I voted for Hondo because I love him as a character.
Of
He's
course you do.
awesome and terrific. And I not that I don't love Cad Bane. I'm a huge proponent of Cad Bane over Boba Fett any single day of the week.
Ugh. Oh no.
but but in terms of favorite characters, Hondo does edge out the bounty hunting Cad Bane. So
Sure.
for me, anyways.
Yeah.
But you know,
Well,
I expected to lose a lot of these early matchups.
well, let's move on to what would be for you a great matchup: R2D2 versus C3PO.
It ought to come back at once. You haven't finished with me yet.
Yeah, and that's exactly what
What
happened.
happened?
R2 won in a very very much a landslide, 89 to 11%.
Yes. I
So,
think that was the highest percentage aside from Han Solo over Lando, I think. I'll-
no, our next one is higher.
oh wait,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yes.
What am I thinking?
Um, but so our next dark side matchup was Boba Fett versus Dengar. And
Well, I was thinking for the light side. No,
oh
Arch.
yes, yeah, that was definitely that was the biggest landslide. But barely, only by 1%. It was the second biggest by 1%.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, so our next one, which
This is
was
the
the
ultimate
biggest
landslide.
landslide, yeah, which was Boba Fett versus Dengar.
Yeah.
So Boba Fett,
Dengar, no chance. So
yeah,
bye.
Boba
Ready.
Fett
He's not, doesn't
takes
deserve. Go ahead.
totally destroys Dengar and then picks off his toilet paper to clean himself up. So Boba Fett won 96 to 4%.
Yeah,
Now,
that was. I voted for Boba on that one.
yes.
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah.
no one needs to know that we both voted for R2 as well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Last
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
That was sort of obvious.
Yes.
Um,
And then our next one here is a very close one.
The
I think the
closest
closest
matchup
one. Yep, the closest matchup of all of them, and it was Princess Leia versus Padme. And the last time we recorded, Jason and I were talking about this one because it was going to be a close one. But Leia does edge out Padme 52 to 48%. And
sorry, mom. Sorry, mom.
sorry, Mom, but you're done. Leia, do you remember your mother, your real mother? Yeah, and then I killed her.
I just beat her in a matchup.
Yeah, but so yeah,
This is one I couldn't predict.
I
you know,
couldn't
I had
either.
a sneaking suspicion that Leia would win, but I knew it was going to be close.
Yeah.
I personally voted for Padme.
Yeah.
Who did you vote for?
I voted for Leia, and I think she probably came out on edge because there's probably slightly larger OT fans out there, and
Probably.
that's probably my guess. So, but I think Leia grew up in more troubled times, and I think she's more combat savvy than Padme. So I actually did sincerely think she would win. So,
That's true.
but anyway, well, she did survive the birthing process, unlike Padme. Am I right? Okay, that's weird.
Ooh, that's harsh. That's
awkward.
harsh.
Yes. Okay, so our next dark side matchup, another bounty hunter matchup, was Jango Fett versus Bosk.
And I don't have Bosk, so
yes.
we have Zuckus standing in.
Yes, and I was too lazy to get my Bosk. My apologies. But
Well,
that's
he's
okay. You can get rid of your Zuckus stand-in because Django wins. Django won 76 to 24% over Bosk.
Yep, yep,
So,
yep.
yeah, I like Django. Oh, yeah, I'm excited for what's coming up with him. So,
Oh yes, oh yes.
but as we move on to the light side, we have Chewbacca against Wicket.
Yep, yep.
And this was quite a blowout as well. Chewbacca 88%
Sadly a blowout.
to 12. I know. This is the only one I voted on that didn't win, and I love Wicket, and I of course love Chewie, but Wicket is so cute. Yeah, Chewie would never kill an Ewok.
No,
So
no. His fuzzy little buddy.
yes. Oh. And yes. So then our
But
next.
yeah, we both voted Wicket on that
We
one.
did.
And
We did.
I know people gonna be, what? You didn't vote for Chewbacca? How
Yeah.
dare you? You know,
I
but
know.
no.
Yes.
It's
Oh, come on, it's
it's
Wicket.
Wicket.
I live in an Ewok kind of world. All right, that's what I do. It's all teddy bears and cuddles.
Now this next one was our closest dark side matchup, if
Yes,
I'm remembering correctly.
you
Which
are remembering correctly.
because I'm not looking at this, folks. I'm
Yes,
busy with the action figures, so Carl's got the list up.
I
Um,
do. And Jason just taps
and
into
this
the
is one I
force.
predicted would be the closest.
Yeah, and it was close. And we had Count Dooku versus Grand Moff Tarkin.
Master Windu, you're what god there? You would give us the location of the hidden rebel base, you know? Um,
Guys, how impressive is Jason? Cue like our applause meter or whatever.
oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
But this one was this was the closest we got for a dark side, which still is not even nearly as close as some of our light side ones. But Dooku won 61%
Zap.
to 39%. So Tarkin is an absolute genius, which is why our next matchup we're employing Grand Moff Tarkin versus Grand Admiral Thrawn in a military matchup.
With a fleet over Coruscant.
Yes. So that was a really interesting one. And then
Yes.
this is the second
Although
close.
I voted for Dooku. Who did you vote for?
I voted for Dooku, definitely.
Yeah.
So I understand why people love Tarkin. I just have no attachment to him.
Yeah.
So he's great character, but not totally into
Indeed.
him. But then our next one, also a very, very close one for the light side. We had Ahsoka Tano. Wow, can you say her name? Yeah. Ahsoka Tano versus Captain Rex.
Yes, yes. And this
Yes.
was the second closest matchup on
Yeah.
the light side. Almost as close as Leia and Padme, but
Yeah.
not quite.
1%
Which is
difference. Yeah.
I I suspected that our winner, who our winner was be, and I voted
Yeah.
for our winner,
Yeah.
but I knew it was going to be close because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that like the other character. So,
Right.
and who was the winner?
Well, it was Ahsoka. Ahsoka. Wow. Why do I keep saying Ahsoka?
I don't know.
Ahsoka won.
Because you haven't
Yeah.
you haven't watched the finale yet. That's why.
Quiet. Ahsoka.
Oh, don't worry.
Ahsoka won 53 to 47%,
Oh, she dropped
which
the
I think
lightsaber.
is fair.
I
That's
do.
a good one. That's a really good one.
That was a really good matchup. And
Yeah,
next we have what
which is
I
a
know-
ridiculous matchup. Almost as silly as Jabba versus Silicious Crumb. We have Emperor Palpatine, the most powerful Sith Lord in the history of the Sith, the most powerful manipulator against IG-88.
Yeah, and IG-88 didn't even come close enough, so I have a stand-in C-3PX, partly because I don't have IG-88 either. But
Yes, and I'm surprised that I was surprised that even this, to me, this is even too close. 84% for Palpatine, 16% for IG-88.
indeed, indeed, yeah,
So-
I think that was too close.
Yeah, that was way too close because Emperor Palpatine did one little electric shock from his fingers, short circuits IG-88.
Completely and entirely. Yeah.
Yes,
But yes, we both voted for Palpatine on that one. No,
Yes.
no.
yes.
Excellent. Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
Hell,
After he's had just a little too much to drink.
so right now we're gonna quickly read through the second round matchups. Who our victors are. Make predictions as to who we think will win.
Yes.
And we'll wrap it up and do
We
another
gotta
one
have
of
this
these next week when we've got round 2 all figured out.
And hopefully we'll have this up in time for most of these to still be voted on, but
Oh yeah, yeah, these don't. Yeah, we will.
the first,
Don't you
yeah.
fret, my friend.
You put this up tonight, right after
Um,
we,
well,
maybe, maybe tomorrow
maybe,
morning,
maybe,
maybe
may,
tomorrow.
it'll definitely be up by tomorrow,
Yeah,
if
but
not tonight. But yeah,
yeah. So the
um,
first two matchups here might already be finished, but this is, just so you know, this is the night before
right,
uh
yeah. So yeah,
the
it's
mall
Thursday
voting,
night, the 29th. So
28th.
28th. Wow, gosh. Yes. So tomorrow we'll have the results to these first two. But and
Yes.
in our first two, the light side, we of course have Han Solo versus Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan. That's a name that deserves to win, in my opinion, and I'm going to be voting for Obi-Wan. So,
Yes. Well, I already voted too, and I voted Obi-Wan as well. And
yay!
then Jason again reminded me it's about your favorite character, so I wish I could rescind that because I would definitely vote for Han over Obi-Wan if it was
You
about
can
favorite.
vote multiple times.
I know. But
Yeah.
see, I was taking it as who would win, and obviously who would win.
Right.
Well, I think we saw how Han Solo did against Darth Vader in Empire, and Obi-Wan would make quick work of him too.
Yeah. But
So
now we know who we voted for, but who do you predict will win?
I predict Obi-Wan will win. I think it'll be
See,
close,
this
but
is going to be a really close one. Maybe as close as Padme and Leia,
mhm.
but unfortunately, I foresee Han coming out on top. Just
Mm,
because there's so many people to go, Han Solo!
yeah. If he
He's
does, if Han Solo does win, maybe Harrison Ford will they'll finally confirm that he's in it, like officially. Oh,
man. We'll
um,
see. We'll see. But
yes.
although I do think Obi-Wan deserves to win this one.
Yeah,
Just
I do too. Well, I don't know about deserves, but I mean, in a real fight, yeah, he definitely wins. And I love Obi-Wan, but I definitely prefer Han Solo. So,
yeah.
but but yeah,
I,
I'm gonna
I,
say Obi-Wan wins in by a slight margin.
I
So,
voted for it. I prefer
mhm,
Obi-Wan to win.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
Well then,
we shall see.
yes, and our first second round dark side matchup is Darth Vader versus Darth Maul,
La 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 la. I don't know
and
why he sings, but la la la. Um,
yeah, and I just put my vote in for Vader, and I believe you did the same, right?
I voted for Maul
What? Okay, that's fine.
because everyone's going to vote for Vader. There's
Right?
no
Yeah,
way
it's
that Maul is advancing to the third round.
right.
I
Yeah,
predict Vader win,
I
so
do
I
too,
vote
and
for
I think it'll
Maul.
be. I don't think it'll even be close like the other one. So,
No,
I mean, I think it'll be closer than like Vader versus who was he against in
Grievous.
the first round? Yeah, Grievous, but I don't think it'll be you know substantially closer.
No,
So,
no.
and then moving on down, we've got our
This one will be
yeah. I think this one will be crazy. Is Luke Skywalker versus Yoda, and that'll be a tough one.
yeah.
Um,
So
but
I'm going to be voting for Yoda, and I predict Yoda will win.
yeah, I'm gonna also be. I don't see because it's since it is favorite characters. I don't know who I prefer more. I kind of prefer Luke more. I think Luke would win. Like EU Luke would definitely beat EU like all of Yoda. But OT Luke what doesn't stand a chance against Yoda. So I don't
Nope.
know. Oh, this one's really going to be hard for me. I think I'm going to vote Yoda, and I think Yoda will, and I think Yoda will win by a slight margin. So, but we'll see. That'll be a good one. See, I
A
think a
lot
lot
of
of
the
these
light side
lightsaber ones are really good. So,
a lot of these light side matchups are going to be close.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so
So, and
we
then
shall.
our next dark side one is Jabba the Hutt against Cad Bane.
Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'll take on any job for the right price. I'm voting for Cad Bane, and
Mhm.
I hope he wins. I
Yeah,
can't predict this one though.
yeah.
I can't because there's a lot of OT fans out there, and they do a lot of voting.
Yeah, yeah. I think
But
Cad
Cad Bane
Bane.
is awesome.
I think Cad Bane would win again if we were talking actual in Star Wars universe. If the two of them somehow went up against each other, although Jabba the Hutt's not really a fighter, he hires people. But
Right.
I think Cad Bane would obviously win. But I'm definitely giving it to Jabba the Hutt. I think he'll win pretty easily. So,
Oh. Who are you gonna vote for? Do you know?
I'm probably gonna vote. Well, I try to vote for who I think is going to win, just because I want to be able to say, since I stink at my March Madness bracket in real life, I want to be able to say that I like owned this one, and I've been right on everything so far. So I'm going to vote for Jabba just because I really think he'll win. So, but I'll be honest,
That
I don't think he
that
deserves
one
to.
that one I can't predict. That's gonna
Okay.
be, I don't know. I mean,
See, I don't think
while
it'll
there
be
are a
that
lot of,
close because there's just so many more OT fans.
but Cad Bane is so cool.
He
He
is.
wins over the OT fans though. So this is one that could go either way,
Yeah.
and it just depends on who shows up to vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So, and our next one's very interesting with R2D2 versus Princess Leia. And yeah, I'm probably gonna vote for R2 because I'm pretty sure R2's gonna win.
that's who I'm voting for. R2's
Yeah,
my man all the way.
yeah.
Um,
I think it's
I,
weird having droids in this, to be honest. I thought that was weird to put R2 and 3PO in this because it doesn't really make
no,
sense. But
no, but they are characters. They
right,
are
and
essential
I mean they are
characters
the
in the Star
iconic.
Wars
Right,
universe. So
right.
uh,
But yeah,
they're essential. J.J. Abrams, essential. Make sure
don't.
they're in episode 7, 8, and 9.
I don't think you
Uh,
have to worry about that.
okay, good. I'm just making my voice heard.
Yeah, so
Before
I think R2 wins in a close one though. I don't think it'll be a
it'll be
landslide.
close. It'll be
But
close.
yeah,
But I do think R2 will win because that's
absolutely.
who I'm voting for.
Yes. All right, well we agree on that one too.
Yes.
Um
However, this next one,
yes, Father vs
I,
Son. We've done this on our show too.
I
Um
we did. I
yeah, it
think
was
we did.
one
We
of the
did.
early episodes. Yeah, we did Boba Fett versus Jango Fett. And I think Boba Fett will definitely win.
Boba Fett will win, but I'm going to vote for Django.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he should win. And
Yeah.
honestly, I have more invested in Django than Boba. I don't, it's personally at least.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
See, I just
So
love Boba Fett, so I'll vote for him. And I
I love
think
Django because of the scene that he had with Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones and his quarters on Camino. And I think the sound of his blasters is just really cool.
oh
So,
yeah, those are definitely really
pew
cool.
pew.
Yeah, yeah, those were really cool. So
But I do think Boba Fett will win, although it
yeah.
will be closer than his match with Dengar.
Oh,
I can
definitely,
guarantee that.
definitely, and same with
So
and yeah, absolutely. And then in our last light side matchup, we have Chewbacca versus Ahsoka,
hmm
and
Who are you gonna vote for on this one?
I'm gonna vote for Chewie, and
Mm.
I think he will win
I'm gonna vote for
because
Ahsoka.
yeah,
Um, and this is another one that I think it all depends on who shows up to vote.
right, right. I mean,
So
if it's all Clone Wars fans, it's definitely gonna be Ahsoka.
oh yeah,
Um,
but Chewie Chewie is a popular character.
he is,
So
he is, he's very popular.
so
So
I don't know. It's Ahsoka's extremely popular now too. So she's as far as Clone Wars is concerned,
yeah,
she's you know people just we just came off of this really big arc for her to finish the series off. So
yeah,
there's a lot of impassioned fans trying to save the Clone Wars, as you've probably seen on the social network.
yes,
So and I've heard rumblings that they're going to try and get her all the way to the finals just to make a point. So it depends on how many people they get behind that. So there might be a vote swaying there, but
yeah,
I like Ahsoka better than I like Chewie. Don't tell anybody that.
yeah. That's fair. That's
So
fair.
so I'm going to vote for Ahsoka.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give it to Chewie just because I want to be right. So I still think he'll win. So and then
So
our
our
last,
final.
yes, our
Uh,
final dark side match, which is I think is a really cool one. We
yes,
have
I'm glad this one happened.
yeah, me too. We have Count Dooku versus excuse me, Emperor Palpatine,
Yes,
and
two geriatric Sith.
and I think this one will be close, but I think Palpatine will win it.
I don't think it'll be too close. Palpatine is going to win
Yeah,
it.
that's
I'm going
true.
to vote twice, so I can vote once for each of them.
Okay,
Um,
that's fair. Yeah.
just they're two of my Christopher Lee is one of my favorite actors ever,
Mhm.
and but Palpatine is my favorite dark side character in all of Star Wars. So um,
So there's
you-
that.
so there's that. So I'm going to vote twice just so I can vote for both of them. But
Yeah.
in Palpatine, I think is going to win that one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
There's our predictions and our breakdown.
There they are. There they are. Yeah.
Complete with props.
Yes. Which was awesome.
So,
Oh. So there you go.
and now I'm gonna have to put my entire toy box back together. It's
Yeah, don't act
all,
like you're upset about that. You want to. You want to play with those.
it's all thrown up on my bed though, and I was thinking about taking a nap, so
Oh,
that's kind of a problem.
yes. I guess you'll have to have a play nap. Build a blanket for him.
Yes. But
Oh,
yeah, so there we go. I'm really enjoying this.
yeah.
This is
Oh, yeah.
madness. I'm
Yeah.
so glad they did this.
Me too. I think
It's
it's awesome.
a lot of fun.
You know
Um,
something that'd be fun to do for us.
well,
We should go back through everything we've had as matchups, break them into light side, dark sides, and like see who the winners were, and maybe do something like this ourselves. I'm just spitballing ideas here.
spitballing.
That's something we could talk about off the air. My bad.
Yeah.
we
See,
just
let's-
wanted you to be in on it. You see?
yeah, exactly. Of course, I don't think I have them all like written down, all of them written down. I've got some of the more recent ones written down, so
Yeah.
that would have to go back and
Well,
list.
they're all on Facebook. So there's that. Just a thought. Again, we'll think. We'll think
We're
about it.
just spitballing ideas here. We
Yeah.
may not actually do
Jason's
that.
head's up in the Cloud City.
And yours is up the marshes of Dagobah.
Darn mosquitoes.
Oh dear. Well, yeah. So there's that. This is madness. Round one.
Round one.
Yes, round one. So we will most likely be doing this at the end of every round. So hopefully we'll be able to come and give you those breakdowns. So,
Yeah.
and if not, if nothing else, one or both of us will be doing this after every round. So hopefully we'll be able to get together to do them.
Yeah.
So
Ain't no reason we can't.
I think the scheduling wise, it should, work out for both of us. So as far as nights and days we can record this. So I was looking at that earlier. So I was like, are we going to be able to do this? Are we going to be able to? And it looks like we probably will. So we should be able to bring you every round live.
Live. Yes.
Yes.
So there you go.
All
Hey,
right.
you know what?
What?
Good luck.
You too. Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
don't forget that.
There we go. We'll probably be taking a little bit of a break because this weekend is Easter and Carl's going out of town and I've got things I'm doing for Easter. So, we'll probably get round two of This Is Madness out before we get our next full episode out, just most likely. We'll see. That's something we're also going to talk about off air.
Right.
But
We'll just
but
let you
yeah,
in on our little meetings here.
right. We like to
We like to discuss this in committee. I'm not
Right.
a committee.
as Steve Lawson likes to say, we like to pull back the curtain here on. Well, he's Geek Out Loud, but we say Wampus Lair. So, but yes, so there's that. But look out for either our next full episode or the next discussion video as we continue to talk about This Is Madness, because it is madness. So,
Yep.
Carl,
What?
if people want to get in contact with us
Oh,
about any of this, how can they do that?
Well, they need a holocron, so
Um,
that's going to be a pain.
that'll be pain.
Just kidding. Of course, I'm kidding.
You have to have the force so that you can
Yes.
actually activate it and open it. And
Right. So you non-force users, sorry.
only two of the, very, 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 very few. I'm not entirely sure
Yes.
everyone out there
Yeah,
has them.
yeah, they're just POL. Poodoo out of luck. Hashtag that, people.
Voodoo out of luck. Hashtag voodoo out. That's nice. Anyways, but for real, how can they
For
get
real.
in contact?
Oh yeah,
with
right.
us?
Sorry. Of course, our main base
Just-
Yeah. Huh?
luck
What?
because I have don't hashtag us Pluto out of luck because I have no idea how Twitter works and I'm the one that
I
sort
know.
of
I
really
don't either. I
is.
don't either. I just love to say hashtag to everything. Like I'll be teaching in class and I'll say something like that I think is hilarious. So like when we were waiting to elect a new pope, I'm like, "Don't be hopeless because we're popeless." I was like, "Hashtag that, kids." And I was like, "I don't even know what that means, but do it anyway."
Oh dear.
um, so anywho, yes. So here's how they can get y'all can get in touch with us, Larians.
Yeah.
Of course, Facebook.com/Wampaslair Podcast. Also on Twitter at Twitter.com/Wampaslair. And you can always email us at wampaslairpodcast@gmail.com.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that about wraps up this episode, this discussion, Wamba's Lair discussion video. This is Madness Round 1. So yeah, keep an eye out for us, and we will see you next time. I'm Jason, that's Carl, and we'll see you next time in the Wampa's Lair.